swung his head around, looking at the man through cold, killer eyes. Buck's pack horses continued to graze. High above, an eagle soared, pushing and gliding toward the west. Buck could have sworn that it was the same eagle he had seen months back, after the terrible shootout at the silver camp not far from the Uncompahgre. At least 14 men had died under his guns that smoky, bloody day, and he had taken more than his share of lead as well. It had taken him months to fully recover. Many months back in the southwestern corner of Wyoming, he had seen the first wanted poster. Wanted, dead or alive. The outlaw and murderer, Smoke Jensen. $10,000 reward. Contact the sheriff at Berry, Idaho Territory. He had removed the wanted poster and tucked it in his shirt pocket. He knew he would see many, many more of the Dodgers as he made his way west. He had looked up to watch an eagle soar high above him, gliding majestically northwestward. He had said, with the big skies and grandeur of the open country as witnesses, "Take a message with you, Eagle. Tell Potter and Richards and Stratton and all their gun hands that I'm coming to kill them. For my pa, for Preacher, for my son, and for making me an outlaw. And they'll die just as hard as Nicole did. You tell them, Eagle. Tell them I'm coming after them." The eagle had circled, dipped its wings, and flown on. Buck shook away the memories, clearing his head of things dead and buried and gone. He let the smoldering coals of revenge burn on, deep within his soul. He would fan the coals into white-hot flames when branding time arrived, and he would do the branding with hot lead. The man who had earned the reputation as one of the most feared gunfighters in the newly opened West spoke gently to Drifter, and the big cat-footed stallion moved out through the timber. Buck was just west of the Rockies, skirting south of the Gros Ventre Range. He would, unless he hit some sort of snag, make Moose Flat in 2 days. Once at the flat, he would camp for a few days and rest Drifter. Then he would ride for Berry, Idaho Territory. Berry was a good name, Buck thought, for that is exactly what I intend to do to Stratton and Richards and Potter. Bury them. It was cool during the day, and flat-out cold at night. Early spring, when Buck crossed the still ill-defined line into Idaho Territory. He had seen several bands of Indians, but they had left him alone. He knew they'd seen him, for this was their country, and they knew it as intimately as the roots of a tree knows the earth that nurtures it. But Indians, as Preacher had once put it, were notional critters. Buck moved out slowly. He would take his time, get accustomed to the country, and eyeball everything in sight. For if he made it out of Berry alive, he was going to need more than one back door, and one hell of a good hiding place. Buck wore gray pinstriped trousers tucked into soft calfskin boots, black shirt. His hat was black, low-crowned and wide-brimmed. His leather vest was black. His belt was silver-studded, with a heavy buckle. A jacket and slicker were tied behind the saddle over the saddlebags. A Henry repeating rifle rested in a boot, butt forward, instead of the usual fashion of the butt facing back. He did not ride in the usual slump-shouldered manner of the old mountain men, but instead sat his saddle ramrod straight, cavalry fashion. Because of this, many who saw the handsome, cold-eyed young man believed him to be ex-cavalry. He let them think it, knowing that helped to further disguise his past. He carried a 2-shot Derringer in his left boot. In his right boot, a long-bladed, double-edged dagger. That knife in addition to the Bowie he bore on his gun belt, behind his left-hand gun. Buck was an expert with all the weapons he carried. The legend growing around the man stated there was no faster gun hand in